So, just following up on the video that I just made about my gaskets being shredded and not knowing where I can find those exact gaskets, I do got boxes of different size O-rings. So, I had a large one and I cut it, and it happens to be the same exact thickness. It seats in there nice, and it is raised enough where when I put the cover on, it is going to push and seal nicely. This part, I'm not 100% sure how well it'll seal, but I think it'll be fine because the original one left a space in there. So I think it should be fine. I'm going to go ahead and try it. Got a slow connection here. I'm going to go ahead and try it. I'm going to go ahead and trim it somewhere around here on each one. And I'm going to go ahead and put it back together and put it in and put the pump in and see how it works. If it does work, that's great. It was a 10-cent fix rather than a $270 something after tax for a new pump. I'm not going to, well, I could leave the video running for me reassembling it. Sure, why not? In case anybody's bored and has nothing other to do other than watch me work. I was originally thinking about getting some gasket maker and filling it in there, but just for ha-has, I was like, let me see if I have an O-ring that happens to be the same size, and I did. I'm gonna need 2 of them, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut that one as well. Some snips would probably work better to cut this. And that's what it looks like afterwards. I think it should be fine as long as it stays in place when I put the cover back on, which I think it will. So now I need to make my second one. Trying to start it in the center is a little bit of a pain. Okay. There we go. Got this side. I'm going to go ahead and snip these off. And hopefully this thing's going to be running like new again in another 20 or 30 minutes. There we go. Go ahead and clean this cover off. I got my father messaging me. He used to have a hydraulic shop when I was a kid, so he's trying to give me pointers. Although I feel like he's getting a little bit old. Maybe he's right, but I don't know. I'm gonna do it my way instead of his. Make sure that's nice and clean. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about this at the moment. First, I'm going to reassemble it. So that's marked my shaft side. This is marked shaft. Nice and clean, no debris. I see a speck of something. I don't want no specks of nothing in here. I want a good running machine when I'm done. Okay. So now that side's in. I didn't spray my shaft off. Ah, and the freaking eyes again. Holy crap, that one was a lot. I think I learned the first 2 times. Okay. Inspect the shaft for any wear, which I don't see. Nice and smooth. So I can go ahead and put the shaft back in. You want them to mesh together nicely. So that side's meshed together. I'm going to go ahead, put the other side in. And it should just fall into place. Should be in the key word here. There we go. You don't want to force it. You want everything to line up nice. Okay, so that's complete. Now, this is the outside. Now, like I had said, you got the in and the out. If your markings had come off, the out is the smaller fitting. The in is the larger fitting. So it's going to go together that way. But first I need to put my homemade gasket in there. I got a little oil on my fingers, but that's okay. That'll help prevent this from tearing when I torque it down. Let's see if I can get this back in the same exact way since I cut it. That's why I started in the center here. It's a little bit, like I said, getting it started is a little bit tricky. Okay, it's feeding in there now. I feel like I'm slightly off because that was sticking out into, I'm not happy with that, so I'm going to move it over slightly. Yeah, that looks better. That should bring me symmetrical. Yes, perfect. Okay. Now I need to reinstall the other gasket. This one I am going to wipe off because I could see a little bit of debris on there. There we go. Honestly, it looks pretty good to me. I think this is going to work. Okay, so that's my shaft side. I can't put this tight yet. I'm going to flip it around, do my gasket on the other side. This is going to be a little trickier because now I got the shaft in the way. For this one, maybe it'll make it a little bit easier if I put the ends completely together to help find the center. This is wanting to fight me, but I will win. Okay, come on. I'm liking where I see the first side end up, so I think I'm looking pretty good here. Yeah, perfect. This side's going to want to fight me to stay in the right spot when I go to put the cover on. Why are you going to do this to me? Even though this is taking a little while, it's a whole lot faster than waiting 5 days for a new pump to arrive. Okay, this is my shaft side. The shaft is obviously going to come through the opening. Aye, as soon as I let go. Sucker. Stay. Gotta move fast. Nice and clean. Okay. First side's on. Now, outside to the outside. This side's being nice to me. Just my hands aren't cooperating with me. Okay. Go ahead and drop my bolts in. I hope my, oh yes, cool. I was hoping my gun was next to me. This thing don't have a lot of torque, so once I get it back in the machine, I'll tighten it down a little bit harder with my wrench. This is a cheap little Walmart impact. And especially with the extension on there, it takes away from torque. Okay, so pump is reassembled. Now, next step is to take it back out to the machine, reinstall it, and make sure it, well, not make sure, but hope, fingers crossed, that it runs with full power again. Before I do, make sure why isn't that turning? I feel like that should turn. I forgot to check if it turned before I took it apart. Is it possible to have it torque too much? No. Sorry, I'm being quiet because I'm thinking. Maybe it's a good thing that it doesn't turn. Because I know that it was turning freely before I tightened it down. Once it's tight, maybe if it was able to turn, that would be an indication of wear. I don't really want to put pliers on there, but I'm going to, because I can't be worse off than I was. Maybe I can find a socket that fits instead of cranking down on it with pliers. That's a 14. I think I need a 15. A start point would work better. Ah, yes, sir. I'm not finding one in my toolkit, so pliers it is. I'll be gentle, don't worry. A little bit tighter. Yeah, we're good. I just can't do it with my fingers, that's all. Okay. I'm feeling confident again. I didn't mar it up or nothing like that. So, I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here, go take a pee break, grab another beer, and then head outside and start the installation. So, hope this helps if anybody is encountering the same problem with their pump and blown seals. Oh, almost forgot one last thing. The snap ring. No extra parts. Okay. It's in place now. Nice. I love free fixes. I guess I shouldn't count my chickens yet till I have it hooked up, but yeah. So, like I said, I'm going to stop the video here for a couple minutes and then I'll pick up. Thanks for watching.